Joining us on News Hour, my name is Valerie Danso. We are live on Facebook as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, live on DSTV channel 278, live on GTV and GBC News. We'll start off talking bird flu. The Greater Accra, Volta, Central and Ashanti regions have been put on red alert over the outbreak of bird flu. As at the 31st of last month, more than 33,000 birds had died from bird flu. The Deputy Director of the Veterinary Services Department, Dr. DARLINGTON OWUSU, joins us via phone for some updates. Good afternoon, Dr. OWUSU. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us again. Yes, Dr. OWUSU, can you confirm the reports that we are getting that the bird flu is spreading to other regions?
No, we are still dealing with the 4 regions.
Right.
Central region, Greater Accra, Volta, and recently Shanti.
Okay.
But
so
we are told that we are investigating something at Western North. But we've not confirmed it, so I cannot say definitely that it's also part of it.
Right.
So the 4 are still the 4.
Okay, so since the last time that we spoke to you on this channel, can you confirm if other farms have been affected in the same regions, and then how many birds have been killed?
Yeah, within those same regions, yes. So now the death toll is around 13,000.
13,000.
No, 30,000, sorry. Not 30,
right.
30,000.
Right, 30,000.
Yeah.
Okay, can you also tell us how difficult it has been to contain the spread? Because the last time we spoke, you said some farmers were not allowing the officials from the veterinary services into their farms. How difficult, challenging has it been?
Well, so far, they have reported of very serious problems now. I think everything is going on smoothly. The only thing is for us to reach, for us to know whether it has escaped to that place or not.
Okay.
But all regions for now. Yeah.
Okay.
But of course, as I told you, some were pending. So until they go in and confirm, we don't add it to the number. So right now it's within the same, all houses and small places have also gotten it. But within the same 4 areas now.
Right.
The same 4 regions.
Right. So since we are still dealing with bird flu, is there any word of advice for the general public as to how we can contain the spread and not consume?
The same measures that we told us to heighten the biosecurity is what we can emphasize on, because there's nothing, there's no drug that you use to cure it. Okay? So you keep your farm safe. Thing will not spread to your place, or you will go there and take it yourself. Yeah. So the same biosecurity measures is what you are talking about.
Right.
Same biosecurity, yeah.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. OWUSU. That was Dr. DARLINGTON OWUSU. He's the Deputy Director of the Veterinary Services, and he was speaking to us about the bird flu outbreak, and he says the number has now risen to 30,000. The Medical and Dental Council has arrested 12 quack dentists, 6 quack doctors, and 1 unregistered practicing doctor who were practicing in facilities in Greater Accra, Bono, and the Central regions. The arrests were made following months of investigations from January to July 2021. Most of the suspects are on police inquiry bail, pending investigations, while others are in court. Meanwhile, the registrar, Dr. Divine Bayambula, is cautioning the public to report activities of persons claiming to be medical and dental practitioners.
The council became aware of a social media advertisement contrary to professional ethics from one Dr. Michael Obin soliciting clients for medical consultation in cosmetic surgery at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel here in Accra on Thursday, July 22, 2021. And the advert stated that prospective clients were to pay an amount of $500 as consultation fee. Preliminary investigations undertaken by us revealed that the said individual was not a registered practitioner. The second is the arrest of a quack doctor called Ose Bonsu Hayford at OB Savior Clinic in Doma, Ahinkro. A team from the council conducted head count and investigations within the Doma municipality and its environs from Wednesday, July 7th to Saturday, July 17th, 2021. And during the course of this exercise, a gentleman by the name of Ose Bonsu Hayford was arrested practicing medicine illegally at OB Savior Clinic, located at Kurasu, a suburb of Doma, Hinkro. And upon interrogation, he claimed he was an alternative medical practitioner. However, our investigations established that he was practicing orthodox medicine, for which he had no formal training or license to practice. Then we had the arrest of 12 quack dentists in East Legon and Asylum Down here in Accra. In fact, council received a number of complaints from patients and practitioners about the activities of some suspected quack dentists operating in the East Legon and Asylum Down areas, both in Accra. And on Tuesday, 8th of June, 2021, 12 suspects, all working in the name of Laser Smile Whitening Center, were arrested with the support of the Nima Divisional Police Command and Legon District Police Headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. It was then established that the scope of services that were rendered were all regulated dental services, and the suspects did not possess the technical competence and the requisite licenses to be able to lawfully provide those services in this country. The council assures the public that it will, with dedication, continue to work with all stakeholders to guide the profession, promote, protect, and assure public health, safety, and well-being of all persons accessing healthcare in Ghana.
More on this issue. Joining me in studio is my colleague Sarah Fori, who was at that press conference. Sarah, welcome in studio.
Thank you.
Okay, so give us the whole 411. What actually happened? Did you see any of the quack doctors?
No, I mean, for the sake of their, they've not been, how do you call it, pronounced guilty yet by the court.
They're still suspects.
They are still suspects,
yes.
so they couldn't show their faces to the public yet.
Right.
So, like you reported in your intro that 12 dentists and 6 quack doctors. So I'm just going to probably give you the breakdown, the names of. So there's this plastic surgeon who, he is actually a registered plastic surgeon from the US.
Okay.
And then he was caught as medical practitioners, just like the lawyers or the Ghana Bar Association. They are not supposed to advertise or publicize their works for the public to patronize them. But this guy in question came down from the US and went to the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel to publicize his work, that he was anyone who wanted to do plastic surgery could patronize him, and the consultation fee was $500. I mean, his charges were in dollars. So when the
he's a celebrity doctor.
Yes.
In parts of the world.
Yes.
Right.
But he needed to have acquired the license from license to operate in our shores from the MDC, which he failed to do. Actually, he had acquired a temporary. He had registered, not even the license. He had registered temporarily. He was yet to be assessed and probably taken into the council, but he hadn't gone through those processes and he was practicing. Right. So he was arrested, but he was bailed and pending investigations. And then the second person too was arrested at Doma Hinkro. Okay. As I'm telling you, these investigations were done from January this year to July. So, I mean, it was based on their routine checks from across the country.
This is a follow-up on the first one you did, where they picked up
some children.
Yes.
That's quite different.
Different from this.
Yes, but because it involved medical doctors, the MDC had to come in. I mean, the Medical and Dental Council had to come in.
Just for clarification.
Yes, right. Yes. So the second person was arrested at the OB Savior Clinic in Domahinkro, and that was that followed a head count at the premises or the facility that he was operating in. And this guy, this Osebunsu Hayford guy, doubled as the owner of the facility. So he was operating as a doctor and the owner of the facility. And he claimed to have alternative medicine certificate. I mean, those who practice herbal medicine. Yes, not orthodox medicine like the ones we find in our hospital. So he claimed he had that certificate or that license. But further investigations proved that he was lying, actually. So the facility has been shut down. Most of the facilities have been closed down for public safety. Right.
So what happened to those facilities that had patients in there? What happened to the patients? Or all the facilities had no patients in there?
Well, at the time of arrest, in one of the cases, a woman had gone into labor and was bleeding profusely, and that's when they realized that the doctor had no knowledge as to how to handle the case. And that's what even sparked the investigation into that facility.
And that hospital, so it's the same facility, the one in Domahinkro?
Yes, this one is in Doma Bibieni.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, the tree is too heavy for my tongue, so...
That's fine.
So, he had actually forged documents about the that he had license from the MDC. He also forged documents that he had training from China, and you know, so he forged everything about his practice. Even receipts that indicated that he had paid his dues were all forged. So, I mean, it was pending further investigations that made them realize all these
were going on.
Yes. So, if you have time, I'll just continue with the rest.
Yes, please do.
We have Dr. Daniel Eje. He's also from Domahinkro. He is actually not the owner of the facility. He probably went to be employed at the Ohenewa Memorial Clinic, and he claimed to be a registered nurse when he was queried as to why he was practicing. He claimed he was a registered nurse, but he couldn't even provide the PIN number because every nurse has a PIN number to identify him or her, and the person couldn't. And then, I mean, there's one interesting thing too. A father and daughters running a health facility that's in the central region are seen at Dadian. Okay, so let's save viewers the pronunciation of the names. But it was in the central region, you know, and they caught the daughter
in the process of attending to a patient.
You know. Okay. And then when they queried her, she said, oh, she was being under the tutelage of her dad prior to her going to nursing training. And apparently the dad has been operating the facility for 36 good years before they noticed that they didn't even have the requisite license to operate. And these things are all happening.
But how? Is in one area.
No, it's happening in the hinterlands, especially in rural communities, so where the folks will not even suspect their
But you being a health reporter in the field for many years, do we have frequent checks by the authorities of the Ghana Health Service to go around facilities and health facilities and health centers to actually see even if their licenses are up to date?
They do. You know, the MDC, the Medical and Dental Council, has got all its members registered. So from time to time, they go around the country to verify whether these people are actually practicing or not. And there are people who are also deceased, but people are using their documents to operate. So they find out, they do all these routine checks yearly. But you know, Ghana, most of us are indisciplined. So I mean, it's difficult to even get to these nitty-gritties
and get into the
these areas to find out what's happening. But Sarah, they are doing their best.
For God and country. Yes. Thank you, Sarah, for your report. We are expecting the full one during the 7 o'clock bulletin. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Sarah is my colleague, and she returned from the press conference on the Medical and Dental Council. They've arrested 12 quack doctors and dentists. Moving on. As of August 3, Ghana had recorded 518 new cases of COVID-19 with 844 related deaths. So far, active cases have moved from 1,849 to 6,276 cases out of the confirmed cases. In view of this, the Ghana Medical Association is warning that intensive care units in Accra's major hospitals are being overstretched as the country deals with a surge in COVID-19 cases. The doctors say the country's hospitals are not properly equipped to handle the fast-rising cases as the nation inches closer to a possible third wave. Moving on, we're still staying on COVID-related issues. The Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Franklin Asiedu-Bekwing, joins us on phone for an update on Ghana's vaccine procurement situation as the cases in Ghana keep rising. Good afternoon, Dr. Asiedu-Bekwing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Bekwing, for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, let's get straight to business. How soon are we getting the vaccines in the country? What's happening around the whole vaccine procurement process? And Ghanaians want to be vaccinated because we are scared there's going to be a possible third wave.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, so, Doctor.
I think that we are expecting two main vaccines.
Right.
So we are looking at the ACCRA one, which is supposed to complete those who are supposed to have the second dose. And then we are expecting the Pfizer. That one is going to be a new set of vaccines. Hopefully, based on the documentation that we have, it's supposed to be middle of August. So
right.
I cannot be sure what date it will get it, but we're hoping that we'll get it somewhere in August. So clearly, we are looking at vaccines for completion of second dose and then initiation of the first dose for a group. And then when it comes to the last quarter of the year, we're going to have some quantity of Johnson & Johnson. So that is the scenario for the vaccines in the country.
Right. Doctor, what efforts are the authorities putting in place to ensure that Ghana will get to a point where we can produce our own vaccines?
No, I think that about a week or two ago, when the president spoke, we are trying to set up actually an institute, the National Vaccine Institute, which mandate is the production of vaccines and to also research into vaccines. For now, there are several components of it. The easier one is the refill, whereby like vaccines are kind of produced somewhere and we complete it here. So that is the easy part, whereby in the long term you're looking at the capacity of Ghanaians being built to actually develop their own vaccine. But let me say that it's not just focused on COVID vaccine. It's about the capacity for the country to be able to do their own vaccine. So that may include some of the pediatric vaccines like measles and the rest. So it's a long-term plan that the government has put in place, the seed money of 25 million. I mean, that is the direction for us to have that capacity in country.
Right. Thank you very much for those updates, Dr. Asiedu-Bekwing. That was Dr. Franklin Asiedu-Bekwing. He is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. Now, meanwhile, the National Labour Commission has directed both the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, and the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana to call off their strike and appear before the Commission on Thursday, August 5, 2021, in separate letters to the two unions. The NLC directed the two parties to hold on with any or all intended actions and appear before the Commission. The Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Mr. Ofosu Asamoah, urged the two unions to consider ongoing negotiations. According to him, the only outstanding issue for the UTAG members was settling on the research allowance. To address the concerns, the Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubobe has also said a committee will be set up to resolve the current impasse. UTAG members are on strike because they want the government to restore the conditions of service agreed upon with the government in 2012. The Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana is also on strike because of the government's failure to address concerns about its members' conditions of service. Welcome back. So the University Teachers Association of Ghana has withdrawn all teaching and related activities on campus. UTAG President, University of Ghana, Dr. Samuel Nkumban, joins us via phone. Good afternoon, Dr. Nkumban.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to our listeners.
Thank you for joining us on GBC News. Doctor, how would you respond to the concerns from the Labour Commission?
Well, point is that we notified National Labour Commission like 6 weeks ago of our intention to take this action if they didn't hit to what our concerns were over this period. And so mid-July, we sent a reminder that if we were not able to reach any conclusions by close of this month, then we were going to be able to declare this withdrawal of services. And for the 6 weeks period that National Labour Commission was notified, we didn't get any call-up, no intervention happened. And so for us, after Friday's meeting at the ministries, the conclusion was that there was no negotiation. And the grounds is that if I am asking you for something by way of negotiation and then I put a proposal on the table, the expectation is that if you are not going to be able to give me that, you would also make an offer.
Right.
That I'm not able to give you A, I can give you B to start with, and then we look at how we get to the A that you want. Unfortunately, when we went to the meeting on Friday, that was not the kind of response we got.
Right.
There was no proposition from government, but rather a question that we felt was literally insulting to the effect that where did we expect the money to come from for us to get what we're asking, and that what we're asking was huge. And to us, we don't think that is negotiation. And so on the basis of that, well, literally, that is what broke the camel's back, and we are where we are.
Right.
And so for Labour Commission, the indication is that there are two things. We cannot be negotiating while on strike, and so we should suspend the strike and engage with negotiations. But for us, there is no negotiation ongoing. And so there's no also point to call off the strike. And they've called us to a meeting. We are just about starting a meeting at the ministries. The indication is, depends on what they say to us at this meeting. And also Labour Commission is inviting us for a meeting on Thursday, depending on what transpires at these meetings. Then we'll be in the position to go back to our members and to take a decision.
Right. Then we'll be waiting for the outcome of the decision. But in the meantime, students are frustrated and worried. What do you tell them?
Well, they should be patient with us. They should also understand that if we are not well motivated, we also are not in the position to deliver our best to them. And we are hoping that they will understand that our best to them would be the best for their future. And so we should also get better motivated, and they should prevail on government to listen to us and to give us the necessary attention and at least meet us at some point so we can all resolve these matters amicably and resume work.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Nkumban. And those were the words of Dr. Samuel Nkuban, the UTAG president, University of Ghana. We are still staying on the matter. That was the UTAG president, University of Ghana, Dr. Samuel Nkuban. We are still staying on the matter. A labor expert, Mr. Austin Ekufu-Game, joins us via phone. Good afternoon, Mr. Game.
Afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Game, for joining us on GBC News. Mr. Game, in the case of UTAG, can their demands be met?
Please say it again.
In the case of UTAG, can their demands be met?
Well, it's possible, it's also not possible. But what is possible for both of them is to engage, to talk about the issues that are of concern to them. And everybody should bring his card forward. You don't have to think that the other side knows what is going on with you. They
right.
do not know. So tell them what you think is your problem, and maybe they will accommodate you.
Okay, so what are your recommendations to deal with this impasse?
I guess they don't have a very serious rules that should govern the procedure of the negotiation. What is the procedure? It's the procedure that when we go to the negotiation table and we reach agreement, then that is fine. If we are unable to reach agreement, what do we do next? So these are supposed to be features of the rules that will govern the procedure of the negotiation. So I expect if they have it, they should strengthen it to be of benefit to both of them and to their customers. You and I are their customers. We
right.
contribute to make them, who they are. So I think that it's important that they go to the table with the aim of reaching agreement. If they are unable to reach agreement, they should look for somebody to facilitate the process for them or submit themselves voluntarily, properly so to the National Labour Commission for maybe a determination of the matter. And that means they may either go for a full hawk arbitration because every industrial relations aspect of it, according to our law, has a final determinant point, and that is with the National Labour Commission. That is it.
Right. Please, from where you stand, do you think there are any other avenues to resolve issues such as this instead of striking all the time?
It's not normal. It's not supposed to be normal. It's 1 out of a million for you to be doing that. We are living in 21st century. I'm not sure the lecturers want to overly or have a desire to do what they are doing. I think that the employer should also open up, let them talk. If they think they don't have the finances to meet it, be open to them. And they will tell you why they think they want it. Then both of you can find a way of reaching some consensus by way of accommodating each other. You are not supposed to, it's a proposal they might have brought. The employer has also his offer. So both of you will have to discuss and come to agreement as to what is feasible and doable within the confines of your financial resources. That is how it's supposed to be.
Right. Thank you very much for your submission, sir. And that was a labor expert, Mr. Austin Ekufu-Game. Now let's go to Parliament, where the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abdullahi Jinapor, says from 2017 to 2021, the state accrued about 291 million Ghana cedis from harvested rosewood in the country, as against 93 million Ghana cedis from 2013 to 2017. He explained that more revenue has been accumulated and that the current government, though less rosewood was harvested. The minister was in Parliament to answer questions on impounded rosewood and the revenue accrued from it.
From 2013 to 2017, 96,000 plus cubic meters of rosewood, that's the volume which was harvested. From 2017 to 2021, the volume of rosewood harvested was 108,773.17 cubic meters, whereas from 2013 to 2016, it stood at 181,277.319 cubic meters. But the question is, more rosewood was harvested clearly from the figures of 108 and 181 between 2013 and 2017 and 2017 and 2021 respectively. However, the amount of money which accrued to the Ghanaian people, which went into the treasury, which went into the exchequer for the development of our country between 2013 to 2017, even though more volumes of rosewood was harvested, as I've indicated, stood at 93,980,617.37 Ghana cedis. And in the case of 2017 to 2021, even though far less volumes of rosewood was harvested in 108 cubic meters, the amount that accrued to the Ghanaian people, that accrued to the taxpayer, which went into the treasury, which went into the exchequer, and which was available for development, stood at a whooping 291,807,856 Ghana cedis, thrice, triple the amount of money which accrued to the state from 2013 to 2017, even though more rosewood was harvested. This is clearly an indication to the Ghanaian people as to which of the administrations is competently managing the matter of the forest enclave of the
Conveners of the social media campaign dubbed #FixTheCountry say all is set for their scheduled demonstration in Accra on Wednesday, August 4, 2021, unlike the previous protest in May this year, which was cancelled after the police service declined to give the green light, citing the raging COVID-19 pandemic. Tomorrow's march has received clearance from the police service. They also insist that no politician or political party is sponsoring the demonstration. We are going to be joined on the phone by the Greater Accra Regional PRO, EFFIA DSP EFFIA TENGE, to give us some more details on tomorrow's demonstration. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. We are supposed to be joined on the phone lines by the Greater Accra Regional PRO for the police service, DSP EFFIA TENGE, who's joining us via phone shortly. Good afternoon. So conveners of the social media campaign dubbed Fix the Country say all is set for their scheduled demonstration in Accra on Wednesday, August 4, 2021. Unlike the previous protest in May, which was cancelled earlier this year after the police service declined to give the green light, citing the raging COVID-19 pandemic, tomorrow's march has received clearance from the police service, and GBC News will be there from beginning to end to give you up-to-date coverage. We're going on to another story. Oh, the DSP for the PRO for the Greater Accra Regional Police Service has joined us. DSP EFFIA TENGE, good afternoon. We are moving to the next story, where the Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ejay Sowa, is asking the Ministries of Local Government and Environment to guide the local government authorities on issues of climate change. He says they must be incorporated into the development plans at the local level. Mr. Sowa also said, as urban population increases, it is important that the authorities strategize to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The AMA boss was speaking at the launch of Climate Communications on Local Governance here in Accra.
Climate Communications and Local Governance Africa, CCLG Africa, is made up of a team of media professionals and environmental experts dedicated to saving the environment. The action is by taking the campaign to the local level to ensure that every Ghanaian understands the issues on climate change. The launch of CCLG Africa highlights its objectives to all Ghanaians. The Deputy Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Mr. Obi Amwa, Asamoah said the effects of climate change are felt by everyone, and it is important that the country continues to build its resilience against it.
All MMDAs are to give serious consideration to climate change activities as they prepare their 2022 to 2025 district development plans. What we say is that the goals and objectives of all these policies and plans will not be achieved if stakeholders are not well informed and are therefore unable to provide the necessary support to these plans and programs.
The president of CCLG Africa, Mr. Kofi Don-Ago, appealed to the government to assist the network through collaborative efforts to help them disseminate tailor-made information at the local level.
It is my conviction that total health conditions of every group of persons is a true reflection of their environment and the failure of their educational setup and religious institution to make this primary component of our practices, and largely contributed to the first degradation of the environment, which affects we.
The chief executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ejei-Sowa, said while issues of climate change are triggered locally, its impact is felt globally.
We cannot use one brush to paint all. It's important that at each local area, what are our actions that triggers or contributes to the greenhouse gas emissions, and we take steps to reduce it, and then collaborate all these issues. It gives us a better national outlook that we can make a very significant contributions.
The Climate Communication and Local Governance Africa says it intends to use the local language tools to get the message to the grassroots. Part of the agenda is to inculcate the habit of tree growing into children so it becomes part of them into adulthood.
We're going back on the phone lines. We are going to be speaking to one of the conveners of the Fix the Country hashtag, Oliver Bakavomawo. He has been, what we are hearing is he has been arrested, and he's on phone to speak to us. Hello, Oliver. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello, Oliver. Good afternoon. If you can hear me, can you tell us where you are and what happened?
I'm currently at the East Legon police station.
Right.
One of the police officers, about 1 hour now, had accosted me that I failed to observe road markings and solicited a bribe from me. Refused to pay the bribe, and for which reason his wife was that they will show me where Pepe lies. So for the past hour, I've been here at the police station. My lawyer just arrived. They are insisting that what I've done is a custodial offense, so they're going to keep me in custody for 2 days. So that's good.
Right. Are there any other people with you there apart from your lawyer who just arrived?
Sorry, say that again.
Are you with any other persons? Are there members of some of the
No, I'm the only person.
So it's just you and your lawyer.
And the lawyer just arrived a couple of minutes ago. So we're doing it now.
Right. Okay. Since we cannot do much and talk to you much, we'll get back to you after all this is done, and then you can tell us what happened. We cannot do anything as it stands, can we?
Well, currently they haven't taken away my phones. Until they do that, I'm able to give Grant an interview.
Right.
But I'm here now. I think in terms of the demonstration, that everything is in place, and that people should come to Brasport tomorrow. Right.
So with or without you, tomorrow it still goes on. The campaign is still happening.
Yes, with or without me, the demonstration is going on tomorrow, where nothing is going to stop it. I think that what we have built is a movement that goes beyond one single individual.
Right.
And so when they go out there, whether I'm joining or not, I think Ghanaians should come out in the numbers and protest.
Right. Thank you, Oliver. And we'll give you a call back and find out how things are going after your lawyer is done at the police station.
Sure, no problem.
Right, thank you. That was Oliver Baka-Vomawa. He's one of the conveners of the Fix the Country campaign, and he says he has been arrested and he's at the East Legon police station for road traffic regulations. His lawyer just got in. We'll be monitoring that from here. We're going on the phone line to speak with the Greater Accra Regional PRO for the police service, EFFIA TENGE, who is online. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you, DSP, for joining us. What's happening with tomorrow's demonstration? Is going on as planned. Can you tell us how the police service is preparing to guide the demonstrators?
All right. Thank you very much.
Right.
The Regional Police Command has devised comprehensive security arrangements for the Fix the Country demonstration come tomorrow. And we have also taken all necessary steps to ensure the smooth conduct of the demonstration by guiding all demonstrators through the agreed route. And so for the purpose of announcement, the demonstrators are expected to converge at Obra Sport tomorrow morning. Then we will go through the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. Then we will hit the Parisco traffic light. Then again, we'll make a left turn towards the TUC traffic light, then go straight ahead towards the Kimbo High School.
Right.
Then we'll go towards the Ioko building. Then we would finally hit the John Evans Asamil Highway. Then after that, we will end the demonstration at the Black Star Square, where conveners are expected to address their followers. And so for the side of the police, I can assure you that all our preparations are in place. All legitimate anti-rioting equipment will be made available purposely for the demonstration. And we are also going to ensure that all vehicular and human traffic are well managed purposely for this demonstration. What we are advising demonstrators and their organizers is first of all, for them not to forget the fact that, or not lose guard on the fact that the COVID-19 still prevails. And so all applicable COVID-19 protocols need to be observed. We don't want to see anybody out there without mask. Put on your mask. And secondly, taking out in demonstrations or in large gatherings such as this has become very difficult or almost impossible. And so you should try and take your personal responsibility seriously and ensure that as much as you can space out, it will be a good thing for all of us. On our part, we are ready, and we'll be out there tomorrow to give the necessary protection purposely for this demonstration.
Right. DSP, of much concern to me here now, because we are going into a possible third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. How is the police service going to ensure strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols in such, a public gathering, especially wearing of the nose mask?
Yes. First of all, since the outbreak of this COVID, we have advised that each one of us should be a keeper of each other. Ensure that you yourself, you are individually responsible for your own public health. And so make sure you put on your mask. That is the individual responsibility.
Right.
And so the general compliance is also usually advised. The demonstrators themselves, together with the organizers, especially the organizers, have a responsibility to ensure that everybody who has been called on the street tomorrow to demonstrate is advised to also put on their necessary COVID-19 gear, specifically the nose mask. And so as we do the general compliance, calling each one of us to adhere to them, the organizers should do so. And thirdly, you, the individual, should also make sure that you take your personal health security also seriously. So in general, let's all be each other's keeper. And ensure that we adhere to the protocol.
Thank you very much, DSP. That was the Greater Accra Regional Police PRO DSP EFFIA TENGE, with how the police is intending to ensure strict adherence to all the COVID-19 safety protocols at tomorrow's #FixTheCountry demonstration. This is where we take a break. We'll take a break because business is after the break.
Tokyo has the Olympics. Join us, GTV Sports Plus, for all the action from the athletes. July 23rd to August 8th, 2021.
Now starting to pull away. There she goes. Katie Ledecky smashes her own world record. Nobody doesn't like Simone. This has been her destiny all along. Emmanuel is going to do it. Oh! Caleb Dressel at the wall gets it done.
GTV Sports Plus, the legends live here. This program is
Institute for Social, Statistical and Economic Research, ISE, is doubtful of government's ability to raise 100 billion cedis to fund Ghana's COVID recovery program, CARES Obatampa initiative. Per the structure, the private sector is expected to raise 70% of the fund, while government tops it up with 30%. The director of ISE, Professor Peter Korte, believes a slowdown in private sector growth makes it difficult for the sector to raise the funds.
It's going to be a struggle because government revenue numbers are not showing. I mean, it's not meeting the target. The private sector is also struggling. So I think it might raise some revenue, but not raise 100% the target that is set, the 100 billion. It might not be able to raise. What is the target? At some point, if you realize you're not raising and you need to review some of the activities, that's fine. But it's too early to review it now.
The Ghana Enterprises Agency, GEA, and the MasterCard Foundation have partnered with two e-commerce operators to create an online marketplace to promote the products of women and young entrepreneurs while connecting with customers globally. This project will create employment and income generation opportunities for 39,000 young men and women in Ghana. 70% of the number will be women. Qualified business owners will benefit from capacity building in branding and digital marketing to boost revenue. Ghana Enterprises Agency and MasterCard Foundation Young Africa Works project is an entrepreneurship development and employment program targeted at young people, particularly young women in Ghana. The project falls under the Youth Entrepreneurship and Employment Program of GA. The two e-commerce operators are Plentify Inc. and Tonaton.com. The initiative falls directly under the MSME Business Acceleration component of the multi-year MasterCard Foundation and GA Young Africa Works project. The plan is to support women entrepreneurs with brand building, business promotion and access to new markets. The online shop themed Made in Ghana concept shop will host and market products from Ghanaian-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, businesses with minimum of 5 employees, startups owned by women and unique product offerings. Plentify Inc. and Tonaton.com specialized in e-commerce, retail and financial technology and have actively been growing e-commerce in Ghana for several years. The collaboration brings together decades of experience to help youth and women-owned enterprises benefit from global e-commerce and digital marketing opportunities. The chief executive of GEA, Mrs. Kosi Yankiaye, said the digital space is expanding rapidly, necessitating initiatives that allow women and young entrepreneurs to scale up their businesses and also access new markets. She said the agency is excited about this partnership and hopes more organizations will come on board to support women and youth-owned MSMEs to scale up their operations. The MasterCard Foundation's Regional Director for West, Central and Northern Africa, Madame Nathalia Akon-Gabala, said in an increasingly digitized world, enabling access to digital market platforms for women and young entrepreneurs will help accelerate their growth and build their capacity to take advantage of global opportunities as they rebuild their businesses. You're still watching the business segment of news live on GBC News. On the interbank market, the local currency is trading at 5 cedis 79 pesos to the US dollar, the pound sterling at 8 cedis and the euro at 6 cedis 89 pesos. Coming up are the figures and also the prices of gold, cocoa and light crude from the commodity board.